Hey there, true crime friends. Do not panic. This is not a hostage video. I'm just redoing my recording space. And so right behind this sheet is a new studio in the works, but not yet. I'll be revealing it in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, we need to talk about what happened in court today. Oh yes, I'm talking about the state of Michigan versus Megan Joy Imirowicz. Ciao. Today was spicy. I was not expecting spicy, but we got a lot of spice today. First, we knew the state was going to rest today. Yesterday, they told us, like, okay, we've had almost all our witnesses. And I was looking at them like, well, state, I don't know. You have not put the poison in her hands. I don't know if she threw it on her dad. Maybe it was an accident. And how messy was the house? Maybe the house just needed to be dusted. Oh, we got all the tea today. But first, it started, they put a trooper up there. And I was like, okay, this cop is just going to come in and tell us what we already know. Oh, was I wrong? I was so wrong. First of all, they started the morning with the police officer saying, little problem. When I was getting ready to come in, preparing myself to testify in this case, I was reviewing my notes and flipping back through my pictures and videos, and I found a video that I had not previously shared. I was like, oh. So he took his little video and he shared it with the defense and he shared it with the judge, and they had a little chit chat about it. And then they got together with Megan, the defendant, and they were like, is he going to air this video? What are we going to do? And ultimately, it was decided that he was going to share the video. And honey, I was perched. I was like, I need to see every frame, every square. And then now, yesterday, when we were talking about court day 2, they kept talking about Conrad's burns. And I was like, I feel like I kind of need to see him. I mean, everybody says these burns are gruesome, and I don't want to see anything that's going to like give me nightmares or whatever. But if I can get a peek at those burns, I'm nosy and I want to see what it looked like. Today we saw, and not autopsy pictures, we saw a live Conrad. And this is what's interesting. People have painted a picture of Mr. Imirowicz in life, and basically he seems like a nice enough alcoholic. Although his son was like, he drank just like everybody else drank. Don't you have a drink from time to time? Yes, the house was a little messy, but like everybody has little messes from time to time. Austin, you a lying sack of sugar, because we got the real deal today. Number 1, about the mess in the house. Yes, it was a little messy. If by mess we mean a hoarder situation. Now, I had suspected from things people said that there might be like a little bit of hoardation going on. Oh, no. This hoarding was next level. And the thing that cracked me up was that the police officer, he very calmly described it. He was like, yes, I went into the home and there was clutter and trash and mess about. There was bugs on the ceiling, bugs on. How many bugs do you have to have for your bugs to be on the ceiling? Now, we knew there were fleas in the house. And I'm like, okay, maybe you had a pet that got fleas. Hopefully you set off a flea bomb and that takes care of it. But he had set off a flea bomb a couple days before, and I know they can be stubborn to get rid of. Sir, you had bugs on your ceiling, and were they fleas and other species? I do not know. But the house was a little fragrant. He was like, it had a smell to it. Okay, I don't know that I want you to describe what kind of smell, but we get your drift. It had a smell to it. Fine. So he talked about going in and he found the lye on the couch and the couch was wet, blah, 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 all stuff we knew. And so then he goes to the hospital and he has his body cam on and he's talking to Conrad. Well, Conrad was just jolly as you please, burned all the way up. We saw his legs, we saw his head, we saw his body. Honestly, there were just giant patches on his skin that were the same color as my hair, just black and curly. And I'm like, that skin, his fingers were like bright red, and all of his fingernails were curled backwards. Holy smokes. And then one of the nurses said, or one of the medical professionals said, he had 4th-degree burns. I didn't even know there was a such thing as 4th-degree burns. 1st degree is like a sunburn. It's just the flesh. 2nd degree is when you get the blister. And 3rd degree is when it's like it goes kind of below the skin or whatever. It's like a deep burn. You have to go to the hospital. That's like people who've been in a fire. A 4th-degree burn, apparently, is when it gets down to the muscle. That's a serious burn. But keep in mind, Conrad laid in water and lye on his skin for something like 4 or 5 hours. And so it ate all the way down through his muscle tissue, but he didn't feel it because that's how drunk he was. Apparently, he used to routinely urinate on himself. Wow. Austin, is this the part where you said everybody has an extra drink from time to time? Sir, no, it was 10 o'clock in the morning and your daddy was blackout drunk, naked on the couch, laying possibly in urine, but also in water, and a house filled with trash with bugs on the ceiling. This is a whole new level of dirty, but okay. So we saw the video and Conrad was just as jolly as you please. He was like, yep, my daughter Megan, she has dark hair. She and I had an argument and she threw some things at me. And yeah, she's never burned me like this before with acid, but like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure she didn't really mean to. Sir, denial is not just a river in Egypt. But he described her. He described what happened. And she sat there looking at the video, eyes big. Remember, she hasn't seen her father alive in quite some time now, because she killed him. But okay, that notwithstanding, little tears streaming down her face. And I was like, oh, poor Megan, it's too bad you killed your daddy. You're not supposed to kill your parent. You go straight to hell. Gasoline draws on, you going down. But anyway, I understand that it was probably an accident. This is a girl who grew up with an alcoholic father. She's a spoiled brat. She got mad, and she said she threw some cleaner on him. And honestly, she don't seem that bright to me. She probably just thought it was cleaner. And there's a big question as to how the lid got off the bottle of lye, because it was just powder. It was drain cleaning powder. There was no lid to be found. So was the lid lost in the hoarder mass, or was the lid already off? Based on the house, it could have just been sitting there out and open, a bottle of lye. Who the heck even knows? And so then the cops go down to the hotel where Megan is having her party for her 18th birthday. And they're like, hey girl, can we talk to you? We gotta have a little chitty chat with you about you giving acid burns to your father head to toe. Let's just talk about what happened. So she was like, well, me and him had a fight, and I threw some water at him and some a loaf of bread and like some other things. Megan girl, we're going to need you to say everything. Then right there on body cam footage, they were like, okay, so what we're going to need you to do is tell us the entire truth, because we're not here to arrest you, but we need you. It's just going to go much better for you if you tell us the whole story. Now, did you throw lye on your father? She was like, I might have, but like just a little bit. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna, I didn't know that that's what that was gonna do. I thought it was just like a cleaning product. Girl, did you think it was common? First of all, you're not supposed to throw nothing at your parents. I don't care how mad you are, how upset you are. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Your father seemed like a very nice man. Yes, he was a fall down drunk alcoholic. Yes, he was drunk, blackout drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning. These are signs that he had some issues. Okay, but regardless, I don't care how mad you get. You're not supposed to throw stuff at your daddy or your mama either, at anybody. How about that? Don't throw anything at anybody. That is just a rule to live by. So the cops were like, okay, thanks so much for your honesty. We're going to need you to turn around and give us your wrists. And she was like, wait, what? And so then she got arrested and she went to jail. So she was in there, and then her mom bailed her out, and then she went to her mom's house, and she was like, I don't know why they blame me. Nobody was there. Nobody knows what happened. It was just me and my dad in the house. Girl, did you forget that you confessed to the police? All this time she was like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't know how that would have happened. Maybe he spilled it on himself. But then Mr. Policeman with his body cam rolled up there like, here's the footage of you saying, yes, I did not know that that would happen. Yes, I threw it on him. Girl, I saw it with both of my eyes. Why are we still here? Why are we still watching this case? Well, mostly we're watching it because I'm nosy and I want to know all your family business. And I will be sitting here perched all day, every day that this trial is happening so I can see what else is going on with y'all. And what you going to do with Austin. What you going to do with your brother. Because that's a whole other situation. Well, then the state rests. I'm like, okay, state. You made your case. Yeah. We don't have to hear no more. Oh, no. But that is not how the judicial system works. We get to hear from the other side now. So Megan's defense attorney got up, called Megan's sister, and Megan was like, she and I are very close. Megan's crying. Our brother doesn't speak to us. He's mad about whatever. Okay, fine. Austin seems kind of like a jerk, but okay, Austin, with your daddy, thinking your daddy don't drink in the house was just a little bit messy. Okay. So the sister got up and she was very sweet. She's the younger sister. She loves her sister Megan and she just wants this all to go away. She doesn't think Megan would hurt their dad. Okay, great, except for she did. So anyway, then the ex-wife takes the stand. Honey, we said this before about exes getting on the stand. You want all your business to come out, every single last bit of it. Put your ex up on the stand. Oh, because your ex has thoughts and feelings about you. I don't care who the you is. I don't care who your ex is. When y'all broken up and they get to their chance to just get up here and tell God and all the world about you and what you did and how you are. Oh, they got words. They have all the words. So I was like, oh, here come the ex-wife. Now we're going to get the real low down dirty. So interestingly enough, she described Conrad as like, he's nice, he's jovial. My phone is falling. She's like, he's a jolly guy. He's a nice man. I'm sure he's a very nice man when he's sober, if he's ever sober. But she's like, yeah, we got divorced, joint custody, blah, blah, blah. She ran through the whole thing. And so she was like, I got the phone call. I heard he was in the hospital. And he was like, hey, can you go to the house and find my phone? And she was like, sure. So she goes to the house to find his phone. And they were like, okay, how did you find the phone in that house? And they said, the attorney said, what did the house look like? And she was like, have you ever seen the TV show Hoarders? I was like, okay, now sis about to spill all the tea. So she was like, so I just called his phone and I saw a random piece of paper on the table moving and I was like, okay, that's the phone. And she picked up the phone. Well, this is your ex-wife roaming through your house and nobody else is there but her. Oh, she's looking around. She's looking around. She's taking pictures. And you know that is exactly what she did. She whipped out her iPhone and she took all kinds of pictures. She was looking all up in cabinets, in bedrooms. She was looking everywhere. And I was like, oh, she's so nosy. Girl, what you see? So she was like, the living room was just like garbage everywhere, but it was always like that. That's how he lived. I don't recall if she mentioned the bugs or not, but there was many, many bugs. And at one point, this is what put me over the edge. She said it was like a plastic grocery bag, a bunch of plastic grocery bags on the floor in front of the couch. And the couch was wet, the carpet was wet, everything was wet, and there was some white powder. And I was like, okay, that sounds about right. She said, and then I stepped on one of the white plastic bags, and I thought it was cat feces in it. And she's like, but I looked at it, and I realized it was human feces. What in the world? So this grown man was laying on his sofa, pooping in a bag in the living room? What? That could account for the smell. And if you have just like random excrement on your living room floor and nobody seemed to notice, you got too much stuff. You gonna need hoarders. You gonna need therapy. I'm surprised this man didn't die in a fire, because if something gets knocked over, everything in there, you know, is flammable. I was like, oh my God. And so they were like, well, what other rooms in the house did you go to? She's like, oh, well, I went to Conrad's bedroom. Girl, what was you doing in Conrad's bedroom? There was no reason for you to go in Conrad's bedroom, but I'm glad you went, because she went and she took pictures. And I was like, oh, well, what's in there? No bed in his room. Apparently he slept on the couch, the urine-soaked couch, because there are several reports of him coming to family events, soaked in urine and smelling like urine. Signs things have gone horribly wrong with your health, possibly your drinking, and I'm willing to bet some other areas of your life as well. Okay. So then she's like, so we went downstairs. I'm like, oh, you just walking all over the house. So she went downstairs and she's like, the roof of my mouth started itching. I'm allergic to mold. So I know there was mold in there. I was like, well, what else? What else did you see, ma'am? She's like, the freezer was open a little bit. So I closed the freezer so that the food didn't melt. Okay, that's a concern. Okay. And she's like, but the stench down there was very bad. And they were like, what did it smell like? And she was like, a heavy cat odor, you know, like cat pee and feces. And then I walked in the bathroom and the toilet on the lower level was filled with old excrement. And so it gagged me and I had to leave. Y'all, what? Everybody has undersold this house. And so the ex-wife, bless her heart, was like, I just whipped out my phone. I was there with another adult, so I had a witness, so they know I did not tamper with anything. And I just took a bunch of pictures of everything and I sent them right over to Trooper Smith. Congratulations. You remember, listen, I keep referring back to this case because I love this case so much. The state of Tennessee versus Janet Hines and her nosy daughter-in-law, Melissa Hines, who went over with no bra on to check and see what her mother-in-law was up to. Oh, Melissa Hines did a complete investigation. And Conrad's ex-wife also did a complete investigation. This is what I'm saying. Don't go nowhere without your iPhone, because that is the best investigative tool we have. It's right here in your hands. You can be like, let me take this little shot in case I need to send this to the police later on. So after that, her son Austin was like, Mom, I don't want you going up and visiting Dad. Leave Dad alone. I put a password on everything and nobody can go to the hospital unless they have the password and go through me. Okay, Austin, calm down. You over there acting like he's not gonna die. Just like you acting like he's not an alcoholic and this whole house isn't a mess and whatever. So Austin, I believe now Austin could not have brought him back to his original residence, because several months later when the police went to finish their investigation, nothing in the house had changed. Everything had remained the same. Them cats and the feces and the dookie on the floor was still... Listen. This family has issues. And so the ex-wife got up there, said he was very nice. She was trying to help. She wasn't trying to be in his business. Girl, you was trying to be in his business. You was trying to be in his business. I wanted to be in his business. I don't even know this man and I want to know his business. But so ultimately, that's where the state rests. I mean, that's where the case closed for the day. Tomorrow, everybody will be back in court at like 8:30. It seems like this court over in Michigan only runs from like 8:30 in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's good, because I have other things to do in the afternoon and a nice trunk. And there's a lunch hour in there. So I can just like speed watch footage if I don't get a chance to listen to it live stream. And then I can just let y'all know what was going on. But today, with the unexpected video and the mess in the house, I was like, oh, we need to talk about this. Me and my true crime friends, we need to kiki about this man and his poo-poo. Like, listen, I do not know what is coming next. And I hear there's some like breaking news on the Travis Rudolph front. Now, you remember Detective Vandalin? She is up to no good. Apparently, she held back some report. I didn't get all the tea, but I'm going to go check out my girlfriend, Brandy Churchwell, because they were talking about it over on her live stream today. So I have to get all the facts, and I will gather them, and then I will break it down for you right here on Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye.